It was a warm evening in late autumn, and Tumbles the Bear was lying in the meadow just on the edge of Fumbily Wood. He could feel the grass cool and dry beneath him as he listened to the birds chirping and singing as the sun began to set. As he lay on his back, a fluffy, wispy dandelion seed floated down on the gentle warm breeze and landed softly on his furry arm. Tumbles' belly rose softly as he took in a deep breath through his nose and gently tried to blow the seed off his arm. The seed barely moved, so he tried again. Help Tumbles gently blow the seed away. Take in a deep breath gently through your nose and very softly blow it out through your mouth, just like Tumbles does. And another deep breath in again. And softly blow it out through your mouth. And do it one last time with Tumbles. The seed drifts away on the warm autumn breeze, and he feels his eyes getting heavier and starting to close as he begins to feel sleepier and sleepier. And as he lay there with his eyes closed now, his mind starts to wander and drift, dreaming softly about the autumn feast that he's going to attend with his friends Hedgehog, Dormouse and Squirrel. All of them were getting ready for their long winter sleep after exciting days filled with fun and new adventures. Now it was time to snuggle down in their warm, comfy beds with eyes closed and start to dream about the wonderful, exciting adventures that would follow when once again they'd wake full of energy. But before their long sleep, they'd gather outside Tumbles the Bear's house in Fumbily Wood and share a big feast of food, just like your dinner, to keep them full and make them sleepy. Sometimes Tumbles found it difficult to fall asleep, not like his friend Hedgehog, Dormouse or Squirrel. So tonight, he was going to ask his friends what they did that made them easily go to sleep now that the day is coming to an end. So he clambered to his feet and started to walk back towards his house in the old oak tree right in the middle of Fumbily Wood. As he entered the woods, the sun was getting lower and the evening was starting to get darker. He noticed the birds had stopped singing and were starting to return to the trees safely to roost for the night. He noticed the sleepy blackbirds snuggling together on the branches high up in the beech tree. He noticed the wood pigeons cuddling sleepily in the elm tree. The sparrows and the chaffinches cozied up sleepily in the bushes. Tumbles loved this time, as everyone and everything was ready for bed. Tumbles reached his house. Hedgehog and Dormouse were already there, arranging the food on the long table outside the door of Tumbles' house in the old oak tree. There were baskets of apples and pears and bananas, bowls of nuts and raisins, and large jugs of warm milk and honey. All the things that Tumbles loved. And he sat down at the top of the table, licking his lips with a big slurpy tongue. And as Hedgehog and Dormouse sat down too, a sleepy voice could be heard coming from high up in the old oak tree. "Wait for me." It was Squirrel. Normally Squirrel was very energetic, but like all the animals in Fumbily Wood, he, just like you, are feeling sleepier and sleepier. Squirrel was climbing down from his house, which was high up in the same old oak tree as Tumbles' house. Down he came and sat down at the table with the rest of his friends. All the friends started to tuck into their autumn feast. Squirrel went straight for the big bowl of nuts and raisins and stuck his nose straight in and started munching loudly. Hedgehog started on the apples, while Dormouse nibbled the pears. Tumbles filled a big mug full of warm milk and honey and swallowed down big mouthfuls, some of which dribbled down onto his belly. As the four friends continued to enjoy their feast, Tumbles' mind started to wander to the big sleep that was now going to happen afterwards. Tumbles worried because normally he found it difficult to fall asleep quickly, and he wondered what his friends did as they were able to fall asleep quickly. So he asked. First he asked Squirrel, Squirrel, what do you do that makes it so easy to fall asleep and stay asleep all night until you wake up refreshed and full of energy? Squirrel thought for a moment, and then he said, first thing that I do, you try this too, is that I blink my eyes quickly, and I keep blinking them quickly until my eyes start to feel tired, just about now. And then I close my eyes gently and tight, and when my eyes are closed, and without opening my eyes, I look up. And as my eyes stay closed, and I am looking up inside my eyelids, I think to myself that now is the perfect time to go to sleep. And then I tell myself to gently drift off to sleep. And then I just go into a deep sleep quickly and easily, and stay asleep all night long. You really know what you need to do to fall asleep quickly now, don't you? And it really works, giggled Hedgehog. Just ask Dormouse. There was a gentle snoring coming from the little mouse who'd been listening to Squirrel and couldn't help but go to sleep. Hey, Dormouse, not yet. You can do your sleeping when you're cozy and comfy in your bed, Tumbles joked. Dormouse gently opened his eyes and smiled. What about you, Hedgehog? What do you do that makes it so easy to fall asleep and stay asleep until you wake up refreshed and full of energy? Hedgehog thought for a moment as he finished chewing the apple that he still had in his mouth. He said. Well, first, I just feel how cozy and comfortable that my bed is beneath me, and how warm and comfortable and cozy that my duvet and blankets are on top of me, and as soft and comfortable and cozy that my pillow is beneath my head. And I think to myself, how wonderful it is to have such a warm and cozy place to sleep. You can do this too, as Hedgehog tells you what to do. I take a deep breath in through my nose, slowly and gently, and then I blow it out again, and slowly and gently through my lips. This reminded Tumbles of when he was lying in the meadow in the afternoon sun, and how relaxed and sleepy it had made him feel. Then I do it again. In and out. Then I do it one more time. In and out. I close my eyes, and then I think about my feet to my toes, and I squeeze the muscles in my feet and my toes for a moment. Then I let them relax. Then I squeeze the muscles in my legs for a moment, and then I let them relax. Then I squeeze the muscles in my tummy for a moment, and then I let them relax gently. Then I squeeze the muscles in my arm for a moment, and then I let them relax. And then I squeeze the muscles in my hands for a moment, and then I let them relax. And then at last I squeeze the muscles in my face for a moment, and then I let them relax down gently. And as I do this, I just say to myself, sleep now. That's it. Sleep now. And off you go into a lovely, comfortable sleep. Now it was Dormouse's turn. So Dormouse, asked Tumbles, what do you do that makes it so easy to fall asleep and stay asleep until you wake up refreshed and full of energy? Dormouse yawned a big yawn. Well, I just imagine myself sitting on the edge of Fumbily Wood, looking down over the meadow across to Farmer John's field, where the sheep are settling down together for the night, getting very cozy and warm together in the flock. And I try to count the sleepy sheep, starting with 1 sleepy sheep. Close your eyes. Go to sleep. 2 sleepy sheep. Close your eyes. Go to sleep. 3 sleepy sheep. Drifting off, fast asleep. 4 sleepy sheep. Drifting off, fast asleep. 5 sleepy sheep. Cozy warm, off to sleep. 6 sleepy sheep. Cozy warm, off to sleep. 7 sleepy sheep. Oh, so tired, lovely sleep. 8 sleepy sheep. Oh, so tired, lovely sleep. 9 sleepy sheep. Eyes are closed, cozy warm, drifting off, now asleep. 10 sleepy sheep. Eyes are closed, cozy warm, drifting off, now asleep. And I count all the sleepy sheep until now I'm fast asleep. Tumbles and his 3 friends were now so tired from listening to all the sleepy stories, and now everyone was yawning deeply and stretching. I think it's time that we clear the table and all go to sleep, Tumbles said. The friends cleared everything and put the bowls and the jugs and the plates away and cleaned up the tables. And then, with everybody yawning, they all said their good nights. Good night, Hedgehog. Oh, good night, Squirrel. Good night, Dormouse. Hedgehog and Dormouse shuffled back into the forest, and Squirrel clambered back up the oak tree to his home in the trunk. Tumbles opened the door into his home and took one last look into the forest as the moon was shining brightly. He closed the door, and after brushing his teeth, he made his way into his cozy, warm bedroom. Tumbles was very tired, but very happy. He knew that tonight he was going to go to sleep very quickly and very easily, because he was going to do all the things that his friends told him to do. So he climbed into bed and pulled the duvet up around him, feeling how cozy and comfortable his bed was beneath him, and how warm and comfortable and cozy that his duvet and blankets were on top of him, and how soft and comfortable and cozy that his pillow was beneath his head. Then he thought to himself, how wonderful it is to have such a warm and cozy place to sleep. He started to blink his eyes quickly and kept blinking them quickly until his eyes started to feel so tired, just about now. And then he closed his eyes gently, and when his eyes were closed and without opening his eyes, he looked up. And as his eyes stayed closed and he was looking up inside his eyelids, he thought to himself that now was the perfect time to go asleep. So he took a deep breath in through his nose, gently, and then blew it out again slowly and gently through his lips. Then he did it again, in and out. Then he did it one more time, in and out. And with his eyes closed, he thought about his feet and his toes, and he squeezed the muscles in his feet and toes for a moment, and then he let them relax Then he squeezed the muscles in his legs for a moment, and then he let them relax. Then he squeezed the muscles in his tummy for a moment, and then he let them gently relax. Then he squeezed the muscles in his arms for a moment, and then he let them relax. Then he squeezed the muscles in his hands for a moment, and then he let them relax. And then, at last, he squeezed the muscles in his face for a moment, and then he let them relax down gently. And as he did this, he said to himself, "Sleep now. That's it. Sleep now." And he started drifting into a lovely, comfortable sleep. Then he imagined himself sitting on the edge of Fumbily Wood, looking down over the meadow across to Farmer John's field, where the sheep were settling down together for the night, getting very cozy and warm together in the flock. And he started to count the sleepy sheep. 1 sleepy sheep. Close your eyes. Go to sleep. 2 sleepy sheep. Close your eyes. Go to sleep. 3 sleepy sheep. Drifting off, fast asleep. 4 sleepy sheep. Drifting off, fast asleep. 5 sleepy sheep. Cozy warm, off to sleep. 6 sleepy sheep. Cozy warm, off to sleep. 7 sleepy sheep. Oh, so tired, lovely sleep. 8 sleepy sheep. Oh, so tired, lovely sleep. 9 sleepy sheep. Eyes are closed, cozy warm, drifting off, now asleep. 10 sleepy sheep. Eyes are closed, cozy warm, drifting off, now asleep. And before he could count any further, Tumbles the Bear was fast asleep. And all that could be heard across Fumbily Wood that night was the gentle snoring of a big, friendly bear.